guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's Get Ready With Me using all affordable drugstore products. You guys know how much I adore affordable products. So everything we're going to be using today is all drugstore and affordable. So let's jump straight into it. Now first up, I'm going to be prepping my skin with the Olay Whip Moisturizer. You guys have heard me talk about this one so many times. You already know how much I love it. There are a couple of different whips in the range. At the minute I am using the Regenerist. This one's actually got antioxidants and anti-aging ingredients in it that help diminish fine lines and wrinkles when it is applied. It's got a really lightweight mousse type whipped texture. You can see here, like as I apply it, it just glues to the face. Now the other thing that I really love about this one is it actually controls oil and shine for up to 8 hours, keeps my skin really matte, and also it works as a primer. So when I'm using this, I don't actually need to use a primer, which is so cool. I'm going to try and show you my skin after I've applied it, but it actually dries down to sort of like a powdery finish and it actually smooths the skin, making it the perfect surface for foundation to go on top of. Now moving on to foundation, I am using the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Foundation. This is another product that again you guys have heard me talk about so many times here on my channel. This is a really definitely used too much there. This is a really full coverage foundation. It's really long lasting on my skin. I find that it controls shine really well. It doesn't break down when my oils do come through. But what I love most about this one is it doesn't feel heavy on the skin and it doesn't look cakey or heavy on the skin. Like despite being such full coverage and you know, it literally covers up everything. Redness, darkness, rosacea, hyperpigmentation. This will cover up absolutely everything, but at the same time, like it feels fresh and it feels, you know, I don't feel like my skin is choking. Moving on to brows, I have another favorite from Maybelline here. I actually do think I may have used quite a few Maybelline products in today's video, but this is the Maybelline Tattoo Brow. This is a brow pomade. It's very similar to the Anastasia one. Very long lasting, it's waterproof, it's oil proof, but at the same time, it's still really easy to apply. Like I don't find that, you know how sometimes you can get like scary, angry looking brows when you do use a pomade? Won't happen with this one. It's got like a beautiful powdery finish and you can really sheer it out so that your brows look super natural. So I'm just filling my brows in now. I start in the center of the brow and then I blend the product, like the remaining product on my brush, through the head of the brow, then finish up by doing the tail. So after that, we're going to zoom in and start working on the eyes. So to prep my eyes, I am using the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. Again, another product that you guys know that I just adore. I should really just call today's video Full Face of Drugstore Favorites, shouldn't I? Let's be real here. It's a beautiful concealer, very long lasting, and I'm just going to use it to prime my eyes. Very easy to apply with the little applicator, and then I just go in and sort of buff it into the skin using a brush. Then for eyeshadow today, I'm using this little eyeshadow palette from Makeup Revolution. I think that this brand is actually I Heart Makeup Revolution. This is meant to be like a dupe for the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. Don't think that it is. It really is not similar at all. But basically to create this look, and what we're going to be doing is a really cool smoked out winged eyeliner look without actually using any eyeliner. So first you want to start with a medium matte brown and just sort of use that, buffing it through the crease just to add like a little bit of color and a little bit of definition and depth to the eyes. And I'm also working that through the lower lash line as well. Just smudging it everywhere pretty much just to add a little color to build our look on. Then you want to take a deeper matte brown, so all the shadows that we're going to be using to create the look are matte. You want to take that on a little angle brush, and basically what I'm going to be doing now is essentially using this eyeshadow in exactly the same way that I would apply like a gel eyeliner. So I'm working it along the lash line, just using that small angled brush all the way to the inner corner, and then I'm going to be creating a wing with it on the outer corner. Now the great thing about this is when using an eyeshadow instead of an eyeliner, it doesn't matter if it's messy, it doesn't matter if you make a mistake. It's very easy to tidy up basically. So repeating the same thing on the other eye, smudging it as close as possible to the lash line, and then I'm working it upwards and outwards into a nice thick solid wing. Obviously, I tell you guys this all the time, but it's completely up to you how thick and how big you want your wings to be. So you can totally customize this based on how you want to do it. And then I'm taking the same brush that I was using earlier without adding any additional eyeshadow onto it. And what I'm going to be doing is actually smudging in that brown eyeshadow. So you really want to smudge it out. Just spend a little bit of time. It shouldn't be too hard to smudge out because obviously it's a matte eyeshadow. So it's, you know, mostly on the powdery side, and just work it backwards and forwards over top of the edge of that eyeliner until it sort of goes like really, really nice and smoky and hazy looking. And then once we have done that and once you are happy, and I mean, if you want, you can dip your eyeshadow brush into a little bit of extra color if you're having trouble to blend it out. But then what we're going to do is actually take the black eyeshadow from the palette. This is again a matte, and it is quite powdery, which makes it really easy to work with for this purpose. And what I'm going to do is kind of repeat the same thing, but keep the wing much smaller than the original wing, and also keep that black eyeshadow much closer to the lash line. I'm essentially tight lining with it because I don't want the black to sort of overpower the brown. I want the brown eyeshadow to fade down into the black and just look, you know, really nice and smoky and hazed out. So that is what I'm doing here, just using really, really small strokes, just buffing it right into that lash line until I'm happy with how, you know, dark and heavy it is looking. You can obviously go, you know, much deeper than I have, but then taking that same brush from earlier and basically repeating the same step. So I am smudging that black eyeshadow upwards and outwards into that brown eyeshadow, and you can see that it creates a really cool gradient faded effect. Now, again, like I said, super easy to tidy up. You can take your sponge or a brush or whatever you want, just with some foundation or even some concealer on it to tidy up the edges. And then after I'm done that, I'm going to work that medium brown through the lower lash line as well, just to add a little bit of balance. It does still look, in my opinion, quite nice without adding, you know, a deeper color through the lower lash line. So if you didn't want to do it, you don't have to, but I do have quite small eyes and it does help my eyes appear bigger than they are. So moving on, I'm just going to quickly highlight my brow bone. I'm also going to highlight my inner corner. Again, I mean, I do have slightly hooded eyes, so this does help to lift my brows and make my eyes look a lot bigger again. And it also sort of makes the eyes appear a lot brighter, and yeah, all the good things that you want, basically. Then I'm going to apply a couple of coats of mascara. I'm loving this one. This is actually a new mascara from Maybelline. It's a brand new release. The Falsies Lash Lift. I'm really happy. It's a super dry formula, but it really does give my lashes a lot of length, which I do love. So applying a couple of coats of that. I'm then going to apply some lashes, of course. I'm going to be using our Day to Night set from my own brand, Nikkia Joy Cosmetics, and I'm going to take this middle style. It's a really fluffy, wispy, sort of winged out lash. I'm going to be applying those and then using some tweezers to really make sure they're super close to my lashes. You know, so that there's no gap between my lashes and the false lash, so that they look super seamless. So concealer, using the same concealer that I used to prep my lids, I'm going to be working that underneath the eyes, through the center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and also on my chin. And then just using the same foundation sponge, I'm going to be blending that in. I'm just taking my time, really. I mean, this concealer is so easy to blend out, so it's really nothing. Like, it doesn't take much work, basically. And then I'm going to set everything into place. For powder today, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder. This is the tinted loose setting powder. So the way that I like to use this one is I still use it on a sponge underneath my eyes, but I do find with tinted powders, they can get a little bit cakey. You know, when I do my normal method of applying a setting powder, it's best used with a translucent powder, but when you are using a tinted powder, you can still do it a little bit under your eyes, and then just set the rest of your face using a brush to make sure that you keep things, you know, really flawless, really cake free and oil free and shine free during the day. Then of course, using my favorite ever bronzer and blush from e.l.f. Like, honestly, this thing will change your life. It adds the most beautiful color to the skin, but without adding texture or powderiness or choppiness. It's just a dream to blend out. I do absolutely love this stuff and swear by it. It's called the Aqua Infused Bronzer and Blush Trio. I'll link all the products that I've used in today's video down below, but the shade that I have here is Bronzed Peach. So first using the bronzer, buffing it into the skin. I mean, look at that. It looks airbrushed on, doesn't it? It looks amazing. And then I'm just adding some color to my cheeks using the blush. It looks like airbrushed makeup. It makes my skin look so smooth. You guys know I have textured skin, and a lot of blushes can really emphasize that. This one does not. She's a life changer. You need to try it. Now, I was tossing up whether to use highlight, but I actually ended up deciding to keep everything completely matte. So moving on to the lips. This is again, oh my gosh, it's another Maybelline product. I didn't even realize when I was filming this how many Maybelline products I used. This color is seriously insane. It's one of the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipsticks. It's just gorgeous. It's a beautiful, vibrant pink, but it's still got like a little bit of depth to it, so it doesn't look really like too girly, if that kind of makes sense. And then over the top of that, like once I have carved out the lip space and got the color everywhere where I want it, what I'm actually going to be doing is creating a bit of an ombre effect, and I'm going to be doing this by applying a beigey lip pencil. This is also a newie from Maybelline. Again, I will link it down below. It's like a little pencil lipstick hybrid. I'm going to be rubbing a little bit of that in the center of my lips just to create a very, very slight ombre effect there. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that is it. Yes, it is. You'll have to excuse me. This is the first time I've filmed since I've been on leave over the Christmas holidays, and I feel like I've forgotten what to do. So this is the finished look here, guys. A really, really pretty smoked out winged eyeliner, super flattering for all ages and all eye shapes. And then I have paired that with matte skin and a bold lip. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I love you all heaps, and I will catch you guys in my next one.